In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up Claude Code with OpenRouter, but I'm going to do it without changing the config or settings at all. The idea is we're going to get in there and we're going to use free or super cheap models inside the Claude Code environment, but we're not going to have to change the configs or settings every single time. We're going to set up a wrapper where all you do is type claude-or and it launches Claude Code with your OpenRouter settings. Your main Claude stays exactly the same. We're just branching off in two separate paths. Let's get into it. Today, we're building a wrapper for the Claude Code launch command, so we can keep using Claude Code, but we can do it through a different provider. And this is getting way more important as time goes on because people are getting really dependent on specific platforms or providers, and that can get ugly, as we saw with the whole anti-gravity mess. Pricing will change, rate limiting will get weird, usage changes entirely, and then suddenly the workflow that you've been used to and accustomed to starts feeling very fragile. So this matters more and more now because it's becoming really obvious that the days of AI subsidization are coming to a close. So the best move, I think, and the safest way for you to move forward is to separate the platform from the provider in your head, right? Claude Code is the workflow, it's the environment. Anthropic is the provider. They don't have to be the same thing. So to show you what I'm talking about here, I've got my terminal and I'll open Claude, and this opens Claude Code normally. And then in exactly the same vault, I'll open Claude, only spelled right, I'll open claude-or, and this will open the same environment with OpenRouter using Moonshot Kimi 2.5. So I'm going to show you how to set this up, what your options are, and why I'm choosing Kimi 2.5 instead of, you know, Nemotron or Minimax or Mimo or a bunch of different other options, okay? So this is actually really well documented in the OpenRouter docs, how to set this up with Claude Code. It goes through end to end. First thing you need to do is install Claude Code, the whole works. So you can find Claude Code in the OpenRouter docs and just follow these instructions. It'll get you completely set up. So you've installed Claude Code. I'm gonna presume that much. The next thing is you're gonna connect Claude Code to OpenRouter, and they do that through a few environment variables to connect Claude Code's backend to OpenRouter instead, because they follow the same sort of convention or format, I guess. The only thing is I don't want to change my global Claude Code settings, and that's what a lot of folks doing these videos do. They go to the local settings, they change this for Claude Code across the board. So you type in Claude and it goes straight to OpenRouter. I don't really want that. I want to use OpenRouter in tandem with Claude Code if I have to sometimes. Or let's say I just want to do it when I'm rate limited and I don't have to dig through my settings every time. I just want to have this command, okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to set this up essentially the same way, but we're just going to build out a separate launcher that uses these environment variables instead, and then use that OR tag to make sure that Claude knows which one we're going to fire up. All right, so keep that in mind. No matter what, we got to go to OpenRouter and actually get an API key. You're going to sign up for an account, same as always. Just go get API key right off the top, and then you can create one right here. Boop, create a new one. I'm just going to go yeet. Credit limit, no expiration. Cool. Create new API key. Copy this now and then write it down somewhere else because you can only see this the one time. I recommend saving your API keys away from any sort of like AI files that might be pushed to GitHub or accidentally shown on screen. I do it in the operating system variables with my Windows environment. You can also do it in Mac. I did a video on this actually. I'll link it there if you want. But essentially you go to environment variables and the search, whoop, right? Edit system environment variables. You click this environment variable thing, then you add the value, the key pair essentially. So the name of it and then the key, which is your API key, and make sure we're using this convention. So it'll be OpenRouter underscore API underscore key, and then you add this sucker that we just got right here. Okay, I'm gonna delete this because I don't want anybody stealing my crap. Cool. And then I've got the rest of them in my actual OS variables right there. So when I'm building the script, I can just point them to the OpenRouter key that's in my system. Following these docs, we have installed Claude Code. We're on to step 2. We've got our OpenRouter API key. And now we're gonna work backwards from these same docs explaining how to connect Claude Code and just explain to our agent of choice that what we wanna do, how we wanna set up these two separate launch commands, okay? So we're gonna take the same environment variables that they're telling us to connect to Claude Code, and we're just gonna make sure that we inject those into the launch command with all the different variables that we need, okay? That's a lot of words, but just essentially copy these, okay? Copy, and then paste it into Claude Code. I'm just gonna say, I've already got this built out, but I would say something like, check the Claude Code docs for environment variables that control base URL, auth token, default model, and subagent. Then create a separate launcher command called claude-or that uses my OpenRouter API key from OS environment variables, points Claude Code at OpenRouter, pins the model to Moonshot Kimi K2.5, launches Claude without changing my normal Claude setup. And then I'm gonna paste in these guys here, and then it would go through and write that for me. What this is gonna get you, I don't want this to waste a bunch of tokens doing it over again, is a script that uses the PowerShell launcher or Bash in Windows, whichever one you're using. I'm using Bash, but I made sure to do both. Tangent. Anyway, what it does is it fills in these blanks that we see here on the docs with the ones that we wanted. So it's punching in my OpenRouter API that it got from the environment variables. It's sending Anthropic to OpenRouter, saying Anthropic's base URL is over here at openrouter.api, and then it's using the model that we wanted as the default, right? Anthropic default, whatever. And we're just pinning that to the entire session so that it makes life easier. So why am I choosing Kimi K2? How come I said this could be free? If you wanted to use Claude Code for free, and keeping in mind these aren't quite as powerful as Opus, obviously, you could go to OpenRouter and search free models and then just pick from whichever one you like. Let's go with most popular. NVIDIA Nemotron. As you can see here, it says $0 for million input, $0 for million output. Then you just copy the model ID, go back to your coding agent and tell it to pin this model instead of whatever you had there before. That's just fine. Again, these aren't going to be as strong as the heavy hitters, right? Like they're the big frontier guys for a reason. However, there are some that like do pull their weight a lot better. So for that, we're going to check out rankings. And these are going to be the most popular. Right now, the most popular model on OpenRouter is Mimo V2, okay? And this came out, I think, this week, or just, yeah, released March 18th. $1 for million input, $3 for million output. Banger of a deal, absolutely. But the reason I don't love these models as much as some others, right? Like Minimax 2.7 is getting a lot of love. DeepSeek, a lot of love. I find that some of these models coming out of China trying to be competitive, really optimized for benchmarks and not as much for like being really helpful in terms of like back and forth in the application that I'm using it for. So for example, I went with Minimax 2.7 first, and I would ask it simple questions and get like so many words back. It'd be an easy one sentence response, and I'd get like a 1,500 word novel just to show that it's smart and can keep up with Sonnet 4.6, for example. I think that's what they're doing, is they're just trying to like dial in all of these different benchmarks to get a little bit more business. Whereas Kimi, in my experience, is not like that. It's a lot cleaner, and it just gives me more of the feeling that I get when I work with Anthropic models than any of the other less expensive competitors. Grok 4.1 actually is a very, very good alternative as well. 20 cents per million input tokens, 50 cents per million output tokens. It's like 70 cents total for combined input output. It's insane. And it actually does like a pretty good job. For perspective, comparing that to Claude Opus, it's like $30 combined. Whereas all these other, yeah, it's not even close in terms of expense, but it offers a similar experience. Two sort of housekeeping things that I absolutely need to address because I keep hearing them in the comments. Never put anything sensitive anywhere that a cloud AI model will have access to, right? Like your credit card numbers, driver's license, API keys. Like you notice that my keys, my credit cards, anything important is nowhere to be found in this vault. Any personal information I don't want like, leaked out anywhere else or anything like that should not be in here. And secondly, you need to understand what these models are doing with your data, especially the free plans of different things. They're taking your information for something, right? Some are just for training anonymously, whatever. Others are a little less transparent about what actually happens. Like for example, Mimo. Okay, I tried using it and it ran into OpenRouter's privacy guardrails immediately. I got an arrow that said no endpoint available matching your guardrail restrictions and data policy. Some providers have data retention policies that conflict with OpenRouter's default policy settings, and it won't let you configure to these unless you turn those off. Okay, so that's what I'm saying is there's a trade-off there. Yes, it's less expensive. Yes, it's a little bit more powerful, but you're making yourself available to these different providers in terms of your usage and whatnot. Just, I don't know, man. Let's just be a little defensive. Don't put anything on here that you would compromise you if got out like publicly. Okay, like there's some information that is okay to share back and forth. Like, hey, I'm working on this project about this, but like specifics, like keep somewhere safe. Public service. Of these models on the OpenRouter leaderboard, I went down the list and Kimi 2.5 was kind of my sweet spot. I do encourage you to try some other stuff. Like I said, Grok 4.1 was a very, very close second. And another thing with your OpenRouter Claude Code instance, switching models mid-session is not possible. At least I couldn't find a way to do it cleanly. You can go /model and do whatever, but it will default to the Claude models and charge you Opus prices for whatever it is, even though it might say something different. You just have to relaunch it. If it really matters to you, like swapping models like that frequently, then you could have this built out so that you can swap the variable at launch with something that you pin after the command. By that I mean you can go like claude/or and then pin your model after. I don't have that set up here because like I really don't need to do that, but you could definitely configure it so that this is variable as well. I think that about covers it. This is actually working really great for me. I like having another option, especially since, you know, rate limits and everything is changing all the time. This is absolutely the most transparent usage and credits and how much it costs you to use these models as you could possibly get. The APIs, right? Not any obfuscated or like really opaque usage limits or throttles or rate limiting and all that other shit. It just works, okay? You can go and you can check out exactly how much you've used, when, and what it costs you, which is fantastic. And just like peace of mind with the rate limits and whatnot changing all the time. Even if your Claude Code instance gets locked out or rate limited for a little while, you can still keep the project rolling with a different provider. Okay, that's the main takeaway here. So I encourage you to dig in and build this out for yourself. I'll leave the 2 scripts that I've already completed in my school community under tools. You can go here. If you're curious about the operating system or like the setup that I'm using here, I've got that in the school community tools as well. You can check that out for yourself. That's going to be linked in the description. Make sure to subscribe for more content just like this because this is all I do, and I'll see you in the next one.